Hey everybody, I was just putting the dog over there real quick. Let me see if I can't get myself out of the sun. Let me see if I can't adjust this real quick, and then we're gonna jump into my fragrance buy list of 2020. Fragrances that I need to buy, I want to buy, and are high on my list of priorities of fragrance. So let's jump on over. See if I can't get out of the heat and the sun with y'all. Let's see what we can work out over here. Watch out over there, doggy. I sh- you're always running away from the sun when you're doing a video outside, when you're fighting nature. Anyways, how y'all doing today? This is a much better setup. Frag Addicted's in the house, and Solano's in the house. Hey, my friend, how you doing? Looks lovely weather there. It is. I'm very lucky. We've had a really warm winter overall. For the South, again, I live very close to the Gulf Coast in the USA, the Gulf of Mexico. And it's probably like, I don't know, 50 or 60 today. Very light breeze, very sunny. It's pretty much like a perfect day. One of the best days. I love this type of weather. Very fortunate today to have this kind of weather. I can't wear my heavy fall winter fragrances, that's for sure. I've been wanting to wear more of my Patchouli Noir by Il Profumo, and that's not going to work. It's too warm for that. Yeah, fragrance addicted, for sure. So today I'm going to be talking about my fragrance buy list of 2020. Let me know what's on your list to buy. What fragrances are you interested in? What are you going to buy this year? Are you going to save up for something? Are you not going to buy any fragrances this year? Are you just going to rock what you got and wear what you love in your collection that you already have? You got too much? I feel like in my collection, like I want to maybe get to 100. I don't want to get beyond that. I have about 60 or 70 now. I have about five more I'm going to sell, and but I still want some more fragrances. I guess we all do. There's always new stuff coming out, fragrances that are interesting, exotic, interesting, something that really fits our personalities and our moods. And honestly, hope I don't scare y'all away because most of these are niche. But they're not too scary of niche. They're not too daring. They're not too hard to wear. They're not too much. Let me see here with the comments. Yeah, C. Salon says too much. Frag Addicted says, oh man, loads low. I'm past 100. Yeah, some guys are in their 500. I think it's Robes 08 and a few other guys out there have like 1,000. So, I mean, that's too much. I can't go there. I'm not only financially so, but I don't want to have like a whole big room dedicated to a fragrance. That probably would give me OCD or would really bother me. Uh, that's just too much for me. I can't. I'm not a collector. I'm a utilitarian. I like fragrances because I want to wear them. I don't have them just because I think they're nice and I like the exoticness of having them. If I wanted 1,000 fragrances, I would buy decants. I would have all the decants so I could wear it once or twice a year, or just have it for fun. So that's just me, though. I'm not criticizing anybody. Of course, Solano says lol. And Frag Addicted says, I really, really want the Chronic. That's the number one on my list. Steven has a room full. Yeah, Steven has a room full. Some of these guys, they must have something going on where they store all their fragrances, and some people keep them in refrigerators. Anyways, let me know, what fragrances are you into? So you're into the Chronic, huh? That's a great one. It has that interesting like hay-like quality to it. The Chronic is a really nice sweet fragrance and a very wearable niche fragrance. It has some interest and some intrigue to it, but it's not scary by any means. One of the good things about Byron as well is I think they're 125 for a bottle, isn't it? They're not too expensive. They're not The price for their fragrances aren't too scary, like some niche fragrances can be. Getting up there in the 400 or 500 plus range can be pretty scary for a lot of people, including myself. Anyways, let's see here. Gerald says, I want to try some Xerjoff fragrances. Yeah, man. Which ones are you interested in? Renaissance is actually on my list, and I'll talk about it It's my favorite that I've tried from the brand. Solano says the one is almost. How you're almost at 200, man. You're getting up there. You're a big fragrance head, man. I don't know how y'all do it. I'm not at a point in my life where I can afford those kinds of things. But I definitely love fragrance, man. I love Let me know what fragrances have you bought recently? What fragrances are you into, Solano? What Yeah, I haven't seen you do any fragrance hauls recently, or did I just miss the videos? Like, did I completely just miss that? Uh, Smurfy Girly's in the house. Hey Benjamin, just popping by briefly. I appreciate you stopping by, Smurfy Girly. You have a fantastic channel too. I appreciate you, and you do lives too. I like your live videos whenever I can catch them and watch them as well. Um, see here, Daniel T says my do list of decants is Cher Guy, Black Phantom, Back to Black, Elysium, Mancera, Oud Vanille, Sicily, and some of the other popular Montals. Yeah, and that Oud Vanille by Mansara is my most favorite Mansara from the bunch. If you want more of a fall, winter vanilla fragrance or a vanilla that's not going to scare you away as a guy, that one's really nice. And it is great for dates and, wearing a jacket, that kind of stuff. It's a real charmer. Gerald says, I'm trying to get some Mancera and Montal fragrances this year. Yeah, they're both of those brands have lots of variety. It's kind of hard to juggle through all the Montals. A lot of their names are very similar. It's hard to understand and jump into the brand. But some of their fragrances are a little bit more easygoing, and some Montals are actually pretty hard to wear. One of the ones I actually really like that's really hard to wear is Oud Saffron, or I think it's saffron, maybe Saffron Oud. Very saffron heavy rose oud combo. Kind of leathery because of the saffron. Very hard to wear. Very loud opening. For the first 30 minutes, I pretty much don't want to go indoors anywhere. One time I did that at work. I wore like one or maybe two sprays. And it was in the first, I don't know, 30 minutes or an hour. And people were like blown away. They were like, whoa. They never smelled saffron. These are not people that don't know fragrances. They barely know what even Aqua di Gio is. So, saffron, oud, leather, those kinds of things are completely exotic and completely foreign to their noses. So, it wasn't offensive. It was just something very different. It was really funny because someone from the Middle East actually came to the store that day. And I don't know if they smelled it off of me, but I'd like to think that they did. They rushed off pretty quickly, but the world is funny like that. Yeah, Smurfy Girly, you got a great thing. Solano, you got a great thing going. Let's see here. Um, Solano says I stopped doing fragrance haul for a while, maybe soon. Yeah, a lot of people like to see those fragrance hauls. They like to see what you got going, why you bought it, where you bought it from, maybe if you got a good deal on something. I'm not the biggest person into fragrance hauls, but they can be a fun video. I think some reviewers maybe overdo it, and some of them really get big views off, like TJ Maxx hauls. I don't understand the attraction to that personally. I'd rather buy a bundle from FragranceNet or somewhere, get a better deal, get a better price, save some money. You're really limited at a box store. You might find a diamond in the rough, like a clearance item. You might find a very good deal every once in a while, but for the most part, you're pretty limited for selection, and you're not getting the best price from a TJ Maxx or Ross or anything like that. So, yeah, definitely, hauls can be really fun. So maybe we can see one of those soon, Solano. Frag Addict is in the house and says, "Hey, Smurfy Girly, thanks for the input, Benji." Yeah, man. Naxos, Italica, Fiero. Those all sound really nice. I think I might have tried Naxos or maybe it was Neo. And I don't know if have I tried Fiero? There's one of those that I've talked about. Anyways, tried Naxos via decant, lovely but pricey. Yeah, pricey stuff. You gotta love it. If for how expensive niche fragrances are, If you buy one, you gotta love it. You know, you gotta want to wear it, maybe all the time. You gotta be passionate about it. I want people to get their full money worth. Whenever I talk about niche, I'm about to share my fragrance buy list, fragrances I really want to buy this year. You know, a lot of these are niche, and I want to put it out there that if you really gotta want it and love it, you know, I think some niche fragrances just sit on people's counters. They just collect dust, and people sometimes don't wear them because they just maybe bought into the brand or the hype. Maybe they don't love that niche fragrance, and maybe a little bit too hard to wear. You know, sometimes there is something to be said about a designer fragrance for how easy they are to wear, how easy they are to just reach for. And nothing against niche fragrances. I just, you know, I want to be pretty transparent that I'm pretty far into the fragrance game. I don't wear really dense or exotic or really hard to wear fragrances that are going to, you know, fragrances that might scare someone off or be unpleasant to other people. I'm not really into those. I like something in the middle. I personally don't lean towards like Byron perfumes, not Byron, Byredo or Gallivant fragrances very much. More mass appealing niche. I don't really lean towards that very much, but I also don't lean towards the very exotic, the very complex, and maybe the skanky ouds and the animalic fragrances and that sort of stuff. I don't really do that too often either. Let's see. Get. I'll do one that I will get over the chocolate shop. I don't know. Are you gonna do it at a chocolate shop? That would be fun. Devilish Sentence is in the house. The devil is in the building. Yes, you are, my friend. He's a fragrance reviewer. If you don't know, he has a wild style. He's a wild man. Check him out if you want another great fragrance reviewer too. Another one, and Solano, of course. Please check out Solano and Smurfy Girly. Jared says Uden Overdose. I have not tried that fragrance. It looks exciting or intoxicating. Uden Overdose. I have no idea where to buy that or really where to find it. Long time no talk. Yeah, that's for sure. Mr. Miami Cuddles is in the house. I think you're stalking me again. Thoughts on Bond number 9, New Harlem, and Tom Ford's Sahara Noir? I haven't tried New Harlem as far as I remember. I might have. It might have been a long time ago. It has a maple syrup kind of quality to it. I think it's often compared to Michael Jordan's. I forget if it's called Ohm or no, it's Legend. Yeah, Michael Jordan Legend. So it's I don't know if it was intentionally a clone, by the Michael Jordan brand, but often people say you get a fragrance that's fairly similar for a lot cheaper. Um, New Harlem is not something I personally would be into. I think that Sensual Obsessions one has one called Maple Mayhem. So that one might be interesting to go for. I personally just don't want to smell like maple syrup, I'll be honest. And another thing, I'm always honest with y'all, transparent. Bond number 9 does not have a fragrance that so far that I will ever purchase, and I've probably tried close to 20 of them now. There's not a Bond number 9 that would make me want to pay retail or even the fragrance at discounted prices. Ches Bond is the only one that I've liked so far from the brand. It smells kind of like green Irish tweed with a lot of lemon added, and it's a little bit more sparkly. It's a little bit more fresh and crisp. I think that's a good fragrance. I would put it head to head, you know, with Green Irish Tweed, by Creed. But that's about the only one that I've liked so far from the brand, from Bond. Of course, Andy Warhol is fantastic, but it's discontinued, and people want $500 or more for a bottle. And that probably was their best fragrance as far as I'm interested in. I think there's one called Matok, or it's not Mohawk, it's like Matok. It has this like gradient pink and purple design on the bottle, and I think that's one of the most popular ones from the house as far as I remember. But Bond number 9 just doesn't speak to me. I guess I sound snobbish. I hope I don't. Because I'm not really a snob. I don't try to be. I respect designers and cheapies. I wear cheapies. But Bond number 9 does have a lot of their fragrances. The majority of them to me had a synthetic quality. They smelled synthetic to my nose. And for the price, for what they're asking, that's not something I'm gonna go for. I'm not gonna pay that kind of money. And the longevity is decent. They smell synthetic, but they also often don't have really great longevity. I maybe could forgive them a little bit if they smelled a little bit synthetic and they were very, very long lasting. But Bond number nines, that just have for the most part kind of average longevity. I just not something I'm gonna go for. Let's see here. Small fry squad. Yeah, man. Mr. Miami Cuddle says I'm making a trade to get House of Matriarch. At Devilish Sense, I'm trading Galloway and a couple of others to get. Which House of Matriarch are you getting, Mr. Miami Cuddles? I quite like the brand. I know that House of Matriarch isn't for everybody. House of Matriarch is very expensive. They're mostly natural perfumery, so it's not going to last as long. Natural perfumery is a whole different art form, a whole different style. There's certainly a different quality and feeling to natural fragrances, but they're very expensive. So if you're a cheaphead, or a cheapy lover, or a maybe even a clone lover, I respect you if you love clones. Anyways, House of Matriarch might not be for you because they're quite pricey, but I do love the brand. I own and love. I can't even. I last time I said it, I got YouTube pinned me for saying the full name, but it's a three-letter word and then magic. So great fragrance. It's a very wearable modern oud. I think it's better than Oud for Greatness, even though Oud for Greatness does last a little bit longer. That fragrance, Something Magic by House of Matriarch, has a really interesting wearable oud quality about it. There's just something interesting about it. It's really hard to describe. It does have slightly leathery nuances to it, and of course, I love leather and fragrances. But I do remember liking Galloway, but Galloway didn't last. Maybe it didn't last very long. I'm trying to remember Galloway by Parfums de Marly. It's a very nice gentleman's scent. It's very wearable for sure. Booyah, which one are you picking up, Lewis? Smurfy Girly says, I've never found a Bond number 9 I want to own. Didn't enjoy New Harlem. It was weirdly savory to me. Yeah, some herbs can come off savory, or smoke can sometimes come off meat like or barbecue like. Sometimes that can kind of ruin a fragrance. I see what you're saying there, Smurfy Girly. Valley Vaughn says this is so cool. It is cool. I'm really grateful that we have so many great reviewers in the house. That we have so many fragrance community going on. You just put your video up, Valley Vaughn. Everybody, if you haven't seen Valley Vaughn's video, check it out. It's like fragrance tips for fragrance lovers and fragrance enthusiasts. I got to be a part of that, and Solano is a part of that as well. I hope that we can do more collaborations with each other, everybody in the future, talk and share about fragrances. You chose Sacre Noir. Sacre Noir. That's a great, more of a winter or fall fragrance, I think, right? By House of Matriarch. And honestly, I do think people should talk more about House of Matriarch because as far as natural perfumery goes, they have a great brand, a great image. Natural people get scared of the prices of House of Matriarch, but for if you find them, especially at a 50% off, House of Matriarch, as far as natural perfumery goes, isn't that bad of a price because natural perfumery gets very expensive very fast because the real ingredients, some of these ingredients out there are worth just as much as gold. I want to put this out there again. If you think you're getting real oud out of your fragrance, unless you have a very expensive, high quality, brand, or you're buying a Attar, a very small amount of it from a reputable dealer or brand, you're probably just getting a Accord. Maybe they put a tiny pinch of real oud in there, but real oud is worth just as much as gold. So, exotic stuff, expensive stuff, it gets pricey very, very fast. Let's see here. That's what he wanted to trade. Okay, I see. Devilish Senses, I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Thought in review, bud. I hope you enjoy. Might not like it first, but it grew on me each wear. Okay, it's Sacre Noir. Have you tried? I don't think I have tried it yet. I've tried, I think, like 10 or so House of Matriarch. They just came out with a few of the newer ones. That hasn't been one I've tried. The other one I really want to get or buy is their Destier. It's a very nice leather fragrance. It's really nice. I think that was a collaboration with Rise Frags. There's a number of them out there that are collaborations with other YouTubers, and a lot of people don't talk about that too often. I think Tika or Tuka Tatao was a collaboration with Timmy over there. I think it's Imagine Sense. The Destier I think was a collaboration with, I think it was like Rise Frags. I think that one was inspired maybe by Game of Thrones. It smells quite medieval, quite like, kind of like a horse and hay and leather, and it smells very interesting and kind of old worldish. I really do like it. I'm trying to remember. There were some other collaborations. What was that one called? Beauty Meow. I think she collaborated with House of Matriarch, and I think they made She. I think that was the one. It's a gorgeous, kind of like interesting lemongrass like fragrance. It reminds me of Black Opium, but in a really nice way. I'm not putting down on it. It's gorgeous. Uh, Anyways, I'm trying. I don't remember any other collaborations that House of Matriarch did with any other content creators. I'm sure there's one or two out there. I really want to try their Eaglewood, but that's their real authentic 100% oud and very expensive juice. I think a 50 mils like 600 bucks. So real oud's expensive, y'all. Like real expensive, real fast. But maybe I'll get to try that one day. Devilish Sense, let me decant. Vanilla says, I'm a cheaphead. Hey, no disrespect in it. If you're a cheaphead, if you're a clone house head, respect to you. Everybody has different fragrance likes and fragrance loves. Sometimes it's fun to know that you smell good and you got away and you only paid like 10 bucks for the fragrance and people are complimenting you and you pay 10 bucks. I mean, that's a fun thing. That's kind of, it's kind of like highway robbery in a way. Devilish Sense says, scent of the day is commodity vetiver, brother. In the beautiful pin NW. Yeah. Commodity is I think that's a discontinued house now. I think the supply is starting to dry up. I got a discovery set, and I think I traded it off. I guess I'm too picky. I guess I'm a very picky nose. Maybe I am a snob, and I just don't want to say it. Commodity didn't do it for me, and I think I tried their whole line. And I don't know why the house went under. I don't know if it was for financial reasons. I don't know if their fragrances were selling very well. Commodity really wasn't talked about very much before they went under, and they became discontinued and their fragrances went on sale. Not very many people talked about Commodity as a whole. I don't know. They didn't work for me. Anyways, let's see. I don't like Galloway. Why don't you like Galloway, Mr. Miami Cuddles? I thought it was decent. I don't know about the price though. I rather would have Platinum Egoist, of course, or even one on my buy list here is Costume National the Scent or Scent EDP. I agree. Galloway for the price really isn't the thing. It has interesting herbal nuances. And anyways, Devilish Sin says, I love Christy Michelle. She is truly magical with her craft and a beautiful person at that. Yeah, she definitely. She's definitely. I don't know how you say it, like a showstopper. Anyways, Mr. Miami Cuddles says, in the best way. I meant that as a compliment, respect. Mr. Miami Cuddles says, a scent apiece is nice. Smurfy Girly for the summer. I've heard good things about that one, and there was another one like bondnumber9.com. I think that one is pretty popular. They're supposed to be kind of similar to Aventus or kind of pineapple-y in a way. Anyways, Tom Ford, Sahara Noir. I'm sorry, I forgot that part of your question. I don't think I've tried Sahara Noir. I don't remember if I have. I'm sure it's great. For me personally, Tom Ford's more normal line is actually kind of better than a lot of the more recent releases of the private line of Tom Ford. I hope that's not a controversial statement. I really feel that way. Ombre leather, Tom Ford Pour Homme and the Pour Homme Extreme, that Sahara, the Black Orchid. Those are all, from Tom Ford's more normal line. They're about half of the price of the private line, and I would rather buy one of those for the price. Honestly, I don't even own ombre leather yet. I'm having a hard time because I want to buy the original 2016. For anybody who doesn't know, it was reformulated. Uh, the 2016 version of ombre leather is quite. It's more airy. It has a lot more projection in the opening. It smells quite fresh. It has a lot better projection. The newer one has a little bit more of a dark, almost like a alluring date night kind of feel to the fragrance. But it's still a great fragrance. It's still very much worth the money. But the tone of the fragrance really has been changed from more of like a fresh, everyday, clean, like white, musky, almost leather type of fragrance. Changed to a little bit more of like a dark, sultry, but still very wearable leather. And some people do claim that there's like weird, earthy, medicinal, sometimes qualities, something like that, that they catch off of the new version. I'm not sure. They probably did make it more synthetic. That's probably why it's more cheap. But still a great fragrance. It is what it is. Yeah, it's true. You got to deal with it. Mr. Mamiko says, I want Orca. I'm trying to remember. I think Orca and Albatross were very subtle to my nose, but some people claim that the projection comes at. It doesn't really have much of an opening. It doesn't really project much off the skin at first. But it's more of like a musk. It's more of like a sillage fragrance. I probably haven't done them enough justice. I probably need to try them some more. But for more of like a subtle, more marine kind of scent, I don't know if that's for me for the price. But nice fragrance though. I respect it. Devilish Sin says no joke. I'm feeling froggy and almost jumped. You got a lot of energy, Devilish Sense. What have you been getting into, my friend? What you got? Keep it clean, man. Sakura Noir is their limited Xmas release based on mistletoe and holly. Sounds exotic. Maybe some dark green qualities to it. Maybe some herbal nuances. Sounds exotic, man. They definitely are really nice niche fragrances. Catch My Whiff is in the house. Hello, another great fragrance one. Says, hey Ben, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. Everybody, I wish you a Happy New Year. Mr. Miami Cuddles says, into the water on that vid, Devilish Sense. Devilish Sense says, oh man, I had a review of House of Matriarch and Orca. It's a beautiful vintage amber scent. Earth Real juice in a bottle. I've been trying not to use it so it can age. Yeah, if you macerate like ambergris fragrances, they tend to change, and sometimes they get better with age. And now you just want to shower and spray it on. That would be very, very expensive shower. Very expensive stuff. But it would be nice. House of Matriarch is incredible. Yeah, I'm definitely behind the brand. I support the brand. And I wish that I had enough money to do a collaboration. We do something fun. Def for sure. I don't remember any other collaborations. If I missed any that I couldn't remember, please let me know. And of course there was Ambercris, which was a limited edition to commemorate the passing by of Chris Sense. I almost got to taken out to the sea to meet Sebastian the crab. You're too much, man, too much. She did a special on Mr. Sillage. Yeah, Mr. Sillage, yeah. That was the one I was saying with Ambercris. Anyways, House of Matriarch did that one. Yeah, Sillage. Devilish Sense, I agree. I'm trying to let House of Matriarch age a year before I hit it hard. It's an expensive juice to wear that regularly or wear it all the time. I don't know how deep your pockets are, my friends. Let's see here. Smurfy Girly says, hi, Claire. Came and the right time, I think. Yeah, you did, Brian Baker. I still haven't even really talked about my fragrance buy list, so this live is going to be a little bit more wild. I do have some nice Cajun food marinating for cooking later on. Hopefully, I don't get too hungry. Anyway, I got the hot sauce going. If you'll know about Cajun cooking, if you definitely have to marinate it or put a layer of hot sauce in it before you bread it and before you fry it. buy some Crystal hot sauce, and definitely play with the flavor, get some spice going. Thoughts on Bee by Zoologist? I haven't tried it. I really want to try it. There's a lot of fragrances I want to try and I need to try. Again, y'all can see I live more in the sticks, in the boonies. I live in near the Gulf Coast. I don't live anywhere near a boutique. I don't live anywhere near a high-end fragrance store. I do live. I am fortunate enough to live more in one of the cities or close to one of the cities that actually has a mall. So I can get designer fragrances, but I don't get any of the new releases. We don't have any of the Dior Hommes, like that new Dior Homme 2020. It's not going to hit here. If it ever does get here, it's going to be like a year out. It's going to be an entire year before it ever comes. So, that's the situation I'm in. I have to buy most of my samples, and it cost me, a good meal to get a sample of a niche fragrance. So that's I have to pick and choose what I review and what I talk about. Hopefully soon I'll get to move closer to more of a urban or more of a bigger city. Um, Anyways, Bee is gorgeous. If you like sweet honey and sugary honeycomb, followed by vanilla and almond with floral touches, I do think that it's a great fragrance idea and concept. There's very few honey fragrances out there. There's Polo Supreme Leather. I really love that one. A very soft, easy to wear, inoffensive leather with honey. I think it's Honey Oud. I think there's one by Floris, and I think there's one by Montal. I, I don't think it's Monsara. Anyways, yeah, there's very few real honey fragrances. Oh, and that El Invol by Cartier. There's that one too. Um, yeah, it sounds gorgeous. I hear raving reviews. I hear great things about Zoologist. That's one of my, I'm going to do a fragrance wish list, like a try list, a sample list in the future. And Zoologist is really on my list to try and dive into the house. I really like the presentation and the style and what they're going for. Sounds great. Thank you, Smurfy Girly, for your input. Solano says I have that one. Devilish, since I was really hoping to try the release she did with Mr. Siage, I've aged mine now. It's about 80% though. The struggle and real, yeah. You need to become a big baller and be able to wear it every day and all day, my friend. Yeah, I don't know where you would get that Amber Chris. I'm sure if you messaged her or Christy, and if you had enough money, she might be able to whip you up a batch. I don't know if she firmly vaults things, but I don't know. That was a real limited edition. It really was. Smurfy Girly says hi, CMW. Danny O says, would you explore Arige Lador more, but it's pricey? I would. I would love to explore the house. I think I bought their Grease one, the gray one. I think I did. I think that sample from Lucky Scent was like almost $15 if I remember right, which is quite a lot of money for me to just buy on a sample. I haven't reviewed that fragrance yet. I felt at the time I hadn't dived into ouds, really expensive ouds, and I felt like I couldn't do it justice. So maybe that's one I'll do in the future this year. The brand looks fantastic, exotic, but it is very, very expensive for what it is. You have to really love ouds and atars and heavier fragrances to be into Arige Lador. But I hear very good things about them. They're very well respected for their quality, and they're probably not priced bad for the quality. It's just the natural ingredients are very expensive. Let's see. Solano says, I have that Mr. Siage. What do you think about Solano? What does it smell like? Is it a great fragrance? Is it a great creation? I've been interested. Ever since I'll buy a decant. Yeah, we gotta do some fragrance trade some stuff around. And like Smurfy Girly, I forget. I think you're in British, but if maybe Valley Vaughn. I think you live in the USA. After I review like all of these Devona scents, I introduce the House of Devona to everybody. Maybe like we can trade more fragrances with each other because I could try to sell off the samples, but I would really like another reviewer to be able to review the brand and experience the brand, or I could just give it off to my mom because she loves everything I give to her. I give her tons of stuff. She has a whole collection. Um, let's see here. Doug says the only fragrance I want this year is smoke. I have a real desire to pick up a good pellet grill. Oh, you're a smoking man. What do you like to smoke? Are you into? I'm a rib guy. I'm weird. I would rather have a good rack of barbecue ribs like baby backs. St. Louis or Memphis, Tennessee style. Than a steak. I know that might be. Somebody's gonna get mad at me in the comments. I'm a rib guy. Um, anyways, Catch My Whiff says sold. Catch My Whiff says I'll have to pick up B now. Yeah, B looks really good. People are talking about them. I think you if you're still here, Mr. Miami Cuddles, I think I saw that you really liked Chameleon. It sounds tropical and maybe floral. It sounds really nice. That one sounds exotic. I personally really want to try Elephant and Rhino, which I know are more daring, some of the more daring fragrances of the bunch, but sound really good nonetheless. Devlin says bee sounds like a great release in the Pacific Northwest. We have our organic bee farmers, and I believe it would work well here almost all year. Plus, I love honey and white florals. Yeah, it would work perfectly depending on where you live and who you're around. Sounds really nice. Think Dragon says hello. Hello, I don't know if I've seen you comment before, Think Dragon. What fragrances are you into? And I appreciate you stopping by. Catch My Whiff says, I'd love to see a wildflower honey note. I know you can add florals to a honey base, but I think the wildflower honey would smell a little bit different. Yeah, the capturing the smell of wildflowers, I imagine, would be very expensive and very difficult, but I'm sure somebody out there might do it. I want to become a perfumer, so you just gave me another idea. So thank you for that. I have almost 2 pages worth of fragrances, which is probably close to 100 fragrances, ideas that I want to create one day. So who knows what I'll get to do and if I'll get to make your wish a dream come true. Let's see here. Devilish Sense says, I know she has a re-release of several vaulted versions. Hopefully, she will release Siages as well. I pray to the perfume gods. Oh wait, Parfum Devils. I don't know. Maybe they're your messengers, man. Fragrance Journey says, "What up, Ben? Hey, how you doing today? Thank you so much for stopping by. Really appreciate you. I've just been chatting a lot, been having a good vibe with everybody. But I'm gonna jump into my fragrance buy list of 2020 here real soon, and share some of the ones I really want to buy this year, and I really want to add to my collection. So we'll get jump into that. You're in the UK. Yeah, I don't know what shipping would be, or if you want to try Devona fragrances. I know they're a small brand, but I'm sure they would love to work with any ladies out there. They're trying to get the word out, getting some marketing and some advertising. I like to find these brands and put the word out too. Some of these brands really do want to. They don't have big marketing budgets. They don't have a lot of people they can rely on to put the word out, and they have a really good cause and I think a good brand that ladies I think maybe could do more justice to the brand than I could. Uh, but they are nice. I really liked Willows, and I really liked the Sierra, and I think another one maybe it was like Kalima. I think it was like Kalima. I really liked, and Spark was pretty good too. Um, it's good fragrance, very dark, smoky amber. Thank you for letting us know. And Callie Reviews is in the house. Hey, Callie, thank you so much for stopping by. Another reviewer, great fragrance reviewer. Excited to see more of your content, Callie. Um, yeah, you did a review on Solano. I need to catch up. There's so many reviews, and sometimes YouTube doesn't push out the notifications on some stuff. Sometimes I miss stuff because I'm busy. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't push it out to me. It's real funny. Devliston says, "Hey, I've tried to trade with you several times. Let me know the power." I thought you were still gonna buy that. What is that fragrance called? That Guerlain Pinot. That fragrance that I can't even remember the name. It's that flanker of Guerlain Homme. I thought you were gonna buy that from me. I don't remember any trades we were gonna do. I don't remember ever talking to you about that. Mr. Miami Cuddle says Chameleon is awesome. Elephant is very green. Yeah, it sounds interesting. Chameleon. And Elephant and Smurfy Girly, love your channel. I've commented a few times. I thought it was hilarious when you and Dan tried this to sound American. Elephant is also really nice. Yeah, baby back ribs are great. Also pork shoulder, but I will smoke most. Yeah, definitely, definitely go for it, man. I have some my mom's side of the family, and they like to smoke steak for some reason. And I don't know if you're into that, but I'm not. I like to smoke things. I like to smoke things that have a little bit more fat because then for me it has the right amount of moisture to it. So like sausage and cheese and I'm not really into smoked chicken and steak to me should be grilled hot, grilled fast. That's not my thing. Um, anyways, Smurfy Girly says thanks, Devilish. I sent a sample pack to Christian. Uh, Think Dragon says I'm not into fragrances. We have been subbed almost 8 months, though I would stop and finally caught you live. All right, my friend. I appreciate you. Let me know if you ever do get into fragrances or what you're into. Mr. Miami Cuddles says you're cool like Agnes. Yeah, where has Agnes been? Where did Agnes go? Agnes Eva. I haven't. I've stopped by her channel a couple times. I think she got busy with work a little bit, but I haven't seen her content in a while. Where'd she go? She disappeared on us. Bring your cam down to your face. I can do that a little bit more. Play with the legs. I have a tripod with a little grip on it, and I don't know if y'all want me to adjust that right now, but is that a little bit better? I never know. I'm not a professional camera person, but I gotta work on this. Uh, Dan bores me, lol. I like watching your channel, or Smurfy Girly. Oh, Dan, over there. You don't, Mr. Smelly. Yeah, he's got his own style. He's got his own thing going. Devilish says, "Oh, catch my whiff. Orca has a liquid Manuka honey note. It does. Orca does. I don't remember that in Orca. If you're interested, I have a wonderful review on your first episode under the Sea series. Yeah, Devilish Sin says that one of the frags I let age. It only gets a bit twitchy, not spraying them. Got that trigger finger, huh? The twitchy fingers. Solano says that was an old review, one of my first. I miss Alexis. Yeah, I think I remember Lex. He was one of those guys, kind of like Kuba, who had a mouth on him, but he shared and talked a lot about those like great, more like '90s and '80s fragrances. I think I used to watch him too. A lot of these guys disappear. I miss a lot of fragrance reviewers that disappear, and maybe they have better things to do, or maybe they just I don't know, don't want to do it anymore. It gets too expensive. I don't know what the thing is. I really remember that miss that fragrance. That fragrance had a great presentation, a great style. He had charisma. I really miss that fragrance, and of course, Triple Ink. He kind of went for his camera career. He pops in and out a little bit, but I really do miss Triple Ink as well. He was a great guy, and I think Imagine Sense. I don't know. I haven't seen any content on his channel really recently, so I don't know what he's up to or what he's doing. Mr. Smurfy Girly says thanks, Mr. Cuddles. Smurfy Girly, any thoughts on how bad Katie Puckrick will break YouTube when she drops the comeback video? I don't know. I don't know what's gonna go on. Do you think her channel's gonna blow up? I don't. I like her content, but I don't know how everybody else feels in the fragrance community. I feel like she's one of the OGs. Do you think she'll pull views away from maybe like Jeremy Fragrance or something? Who knows what'll happen? I don't know. Anyways, I don't know. Agnes hasn't been posting reviews in a bit. I hope she's okay. I messaged her the other day, no reply. Yeah, I messaged in the comment sections of a couple of her videos. I think I got on Facebook and made a comment on something one time. I hope that Agnes is okay. If you're watching, I don't think you're watching, Agnes. We care about you and we miss you, and you got a great personality and everything, for sure. Ronnie says, "Yup." Christian M says, "Hey everyone, scent of the day is Royal Kenam 2.0 by Ensar Oud. That sounds exotic and probably very expensive. I haven't tried that one. Sounds nice." Uh, That's the way. That's the way. Way better, Ben. Uh, the backup bottle boss. I see some of you people with those names that seem like fake profiles, and I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're. I don't know who you are. You're probably another fragrance reviewer watching and spying on me. The backup bottle king. Who is that? Who are you? Anyways, that's how are you doing? See, very busy. Agnes Eva is okay, very busy with a new job. Maybe you're Agnes Eva, backup bottle boss. Maybe you're Agnes. Devilish Sin says, yeah, I kind of know what's going on. She's a nice person. Agnes got a new job. She'll be back soon. I hope so. She's got a great channel. She's a really big part of the fragrance community. Haha Kuba still has a mouth on him. He sure does. Some people really don't like it, but I find it kind of entertaining. Kind of like fragrance entertainment. That's what he says. He's a fragrance entertainer. Smurfy Girly says she's always been a good friend. Devilish Sin says, I wish Solano would post again. I'm gonna go posting again tonight. It's been 2 weeks without. Yeah, man, you got to be more consistent. People are eager for the devilish content, man. Says remember Waha Sawas? She was great. I don't know if I've seen her or her content. I'll have to write that down. Waha Sawas. Yeah, there's a lot of great fragrance reviewers that just disappear. It's really sad when that happens. I don't know who Serpio Silva is, but a good idea. And again, if all y'all people who are watching right now, if you haven't checked out my shout out video I made recently, if you want to build the fragrance community, make some new friends, find some new fragrance reviewers, really reach out to these people. There's a lot of them that were newcomers that I mentioned. Some of them have 50 or less, and some of them, are in the hundreds or so. There's a lot of good fragrance people out there, a lot of good fragrance lovers, and I think we need to come all a little bit closer together, a little bit more friendly. It seems like there's little wildfires of drama that spread here and there, but there's not a lot of community. I guess I would say, or at least I don't think there's enough community. Um, I don't. Let's see here. My scent of the evening is Memoir Man, and I'm loving it. Great fragrance, my friend. I'm a big fan of Myths Man, which is on my buy list. I got to jump to the list. Brian says the picturing Mr. Miami Cuddles commenting in chat in front of a green screen. The notorious screen, the green screen. I can see it too. Diller says I will check her out as well. Smurfy Girly, thank you. Backup Bottle Boss says I'm not a troll. Just a little crazy to give my identity to all the trolls who want to come tracking it. I understand. Whoever you are, I respect you. I understand. I was just joking because I have had some people comment, with profiles, kind of hidden profiles, and one was like the Grim Reaper and other people, and they sound like they're fragrance reviewers, but I have no idea who they are, who the Grim Reaper is. There was the Fragrance Clown fiasco kind of ish thing a while back. Who knows who that was? Anyways, sup fam, hope your day is well. Waha Sawas was great. I remember her just as fun. See, Miami, call you later if you're not busy. Brian Baker says, get my silly humor. Many don't. Yeah, everybody has a different sense of humor. It takes some adjusting to get, there's different reviewers for different people. I'm not for everybody, just like you might not be, but that's the joy of it. But everybody can still be friends. I think that's probably the most important thing I'm trying to say. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, we all have a different sense of humor. Another reviewer said that they thought I was boring at one time, and I know that my style, how I speak, might not be for everybody. Devilish Sin says Rob Whiff says I like your new vids. Have been too busy to comment. Rob says thanks. Rob says agree. Cheers, my friend. From my side of the woods, people know and call me and tell me I should be serious. I said no way. Okay, my friends, I have 5% power. I didn't even get to do my list today. Maybe I'm going to make more of a formal video. I enjoyed hanging out with y'all this evening. All of y'all fantastic 18 people. If you want to help me out before I leave, please give me a thumbs up. I don't even know if that helps me with my channel. But thank all of you fantastic fragrance reviewers. It's a real honor to have you in the house. I have 5% power, and my phone runs out of power real quick. I started this live at like 40%. I need to get a new phone. I really do. The battery's whack now. Yeah, enjoy the Cajun. Yeah, I got some good Cajun food. I'm gonna make some, fried Cajun, chicken sandwiches. It's gonna be spicy. It's gonna be good, my friends. Peace out. I hope you'll have a fantastic weekend. I hope you'll have some fun. Keep it safe. Keep it clean. The new week is just about upon us, and I'm gonna bring out some fantastic content. Look forward to my content, my friends. I have all kinds of indie, niche, all kinds of reviews. I'm going to be critical of some things like, K, the K fragrance. I'm going to be critical of that one. Get a battery pack. I need to. I have a couple external battery packs. I just don't feel like lugging one of those around with my phone all the time. That's what makes it fun. Mr. Miami Coyle says, I get your humor, great content. Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Miami. He's got good content. I hope you like mine too. Marshalls, TJ Maxx have good ones cheap. Stay safe. Great weekend ahead. Yeah, Rob, that's true, man. Have a good time, my friends. Eat some great food. Y'all know the deal. Hang out with your loved ones. Eat some good food. Take it easy. Drive safe. And I'll see y'all next time. This is the Scented Our Fragrance channel. Wear what you love. That's what I always say. That's my motto. Wear what you love, my friends. I'll see you next time. Take it easy. Bye, my friends.